So are those magical hand signals you're using?
Yeah, so using my body language to show him where I want him. So when I want him to turn a right hand turn, I'm going to use my hand and my hips. See how that's telling him we're going to move? That hand and hip motion. I'm guiding him, I'm showing him where I want him to go, and then we're moving together. I face forward, and I'm also using my hand to say, hey buddy, I'm about to cut you off. So if we get in a situation like that, I'm gonna stop because that is not the gas. That's not how we continue forward. I'm gonna give a little bit of negative feedback. To get him to pay attention, check in with me with the verbal. Buddy. And I'm going to show him where I want him. Back by my side. Good. Good. And then praise him when he gets there. Good job. Buddy, sit. Good. Good. Help him into a sit so we can practice our pauses. Good. So yeah, I'm just using my hands and my hips to show him when and how I want him to move. It's my job to pay attention to his pacing so that I can give him information at the appropriate time. Because if we get in a situation like that, it's my fault. I stopped paying attention. He checked out because I checked out. So now we're like this and we're at odds. So I have to work to get us back together. Hey, buddy, come here. Good boy. I'm going to guide him right over here to my side. Very good. And now we can move together. I'll use my knee a little bit if he doesn't take me seriously. Just bump him back. If he starts to really lag behind me or put on the brakes, I'm going to pick up my speed and be like, no, it's important. Let's go. Good. Good. Good boy.
It looks like you're barely holding the leash. How are you moving such a big dog?
Sit. Buddy, sit. I mean, I got a pretty good grip on it, and I have this here for backup. It's not about using the leash to control the dog. I need to be present enough to be aware of what the dog is trying to do and get a step ahead of him and give him the appropriate information at the appropriate times. The leash is just here to make sure he doesn't run away. So if he sees a squirrel or something and he bolts, it's just for me to stop that from happening. Good boy. This is really good for him. One of the things he struggles with is trying to stop and have a conversation with a neighbor. He usually does all that screaming during this time. But that whole first part is hugely important to him being in this state of mind now. He's in a follower state of mind. He understands he's cooperating and working with me. We're in this together. I'm setting the rules, but we're going to adventure together. Good boy. Good. I want to give him an appropriate amount of feedback that I like what he's doing, but not enough to where I'm amping him up. Because if I were to be like throwing a party right now because he's sitting still, he would think we should be having a party right now. So that would be mixed signals I'd be giving him. So I want him to be calm. I'm going to stay calm. As soon as he protests that, I'm going to give him that feedback. Good. Good. Make sure my praise is calm, not overexciting him, not feeding into that excited state of mind. So this is a challenge for him. He's doing really good, and I don't want to push it to a point where he messes up. So I can tell he's struggling, so we're going to start moving again in a second. Good boy. See how he's keeping his head tilted towards me so he can get that information from me? He's realized my information is very valuable, so he should keep me in his line of sight, so that he can get it with me. good boy. Buddy, see. Oh, good job. Come here. Oh, good boy. Good. Yeah. So I want him to use his nose. He wants to use his nose. Good boy. Oh, wow. Shake off all that training, huh? Good boy. There's all these different plants here. They all smell different. They've all had different dogs walk on them. They all have smells. Oh, good boy. Good. Good job. Good boy. So we just kind of checked out that area together. And that was for his benefit, right? He enjoyed that. Buddy, come here. Good. Buddy, sit. Sit. Good boy. So we do something for me. He walks with me, my speed, my pace, turns when I turn. Then we're gonna do something for him. We're gonna smell stuff. We're gonna investigate a little area. And then we're gonna hang out together and go back to that relaxed, chill, talking to the neighbor experience that we want until I start to see him struggling with it again. And then I'm gonna know we're approaching his threshold and we're gonna do some more work. And the repetition of that is gonna show him that there's a time for hanging out and just being still, and there's a time for sniffing and exploring, and there's a time for walking by my side and turning when I turn and going my speed. Good boy. Good. So you see he's still checking in with me a lot, waiting for that information. His ears are down and back. He's very relaxed, nice open mouth pant, nice soft eyes, not frantically scanning the environment. So I have a little bit of that vocalization. I know we're approaching that threshold. And we're not going to move on the vocalization because I don't want him to see that that's the cue to get me to move. I just want to be respectful of his brain and where he's at the same time as teaching him new behaviors. Good. Good boy. And that's huge progress, that tiny little whine. Good. With me. We're approaching the end of a training session because he's kind of checking out a little bit. We're going to do a couple more, a couple more reps here. Good.